Okay, this is our record, part 6 of this lecture on chapter 43 and the immune system. And we're going to be really finishing this up with an overview. But before we do that, we need to take a quick look at some of the ways the immune system malfunctions. There are two primary ways that are common malfunctions in our immune system. And one is when the immune system mistakes self for a foreign non self. And this is when we have autoimmune disease, auto meaning self, immune disease means the immune system is attacking itself. So somehow it mistakes, and they actually don't understand exactly how it's doing this. And that's why we have such a proliferation of different autoimmune diseases. Things like rheumatoid arthritis or diabetes, the type 1 diabetes, or multiple sclerosis or lupus. These are all different types of autoimmune diseases where the immune system begins to attack itself. And what it will do in these diseases is attack a particular portion of the self. So, for example, with lupus, it's going to break down a bunch of normal cells. In rheumatoid arthritis, it's going to attack cartilage and joint tissue. In diabetes, it attacks the pancreas. So for some reason, something goes wrong in recognizing the self, and the immune system targets these portions of self. The other way we have the immune system malfunction is with allergies. So sometimes antigens cause overstimulation of our immune system, and in those cases we call them an allergen. And an allergen is a protein that's found on pollen or dust, all the different things that cause this immune reaction. And what happens is that stimulation in the release of histamine, again, remember that inflammation response? We have mast cells releasing histamine. And histamine causes an increase in fluids, which is why with allergies we have runny eyes and runny noses, because of that histamine massively being released by these allergens. HIV and AIDS, we really can't talk about the immune system without touching on this briefly, because perhaps and hopefully you're already familiar with the basic way that HIV attacks. But human immunodeficiency virus is HIV, and it's a virus that attacks and destroys helper T cells. So if you don't have helper T cells, if you think back to our slide, a few slides back here, let's see if I can get to that one really quick. Let's see, where was that? Right here. If you don't have your helper T cells present, then you're not going to have active B cells or the memory and cytotoxic T cells activated. So without the helper T cells, the immune system essentially gets turned off. And so that is why it's called an immunodeficient disease. Let me get back here. Because they've been destroyed. So HIV causes then what's called AIDS. So the virus destroys the T cells. The T cells then, being inactivated, cause the disease, which is AIDS. AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, and basically it's just the result of having an immune system without any lymphocytes. So without lymphocyte activity, you can see the innate system is still going to work. You still are going to have your macrophages, your leukocytes circulating, but alone they're not enough to actually deal with infections, which is why a person with AIDS often dies from an infection that's uncontrolled.